Hello everyone and welcome back to the first episode of Project Ozone 3 and New Way Forward here on this channel. This modpack offers us a nice quest book which we can play through, and I hope we're gonna have a lot of fun in this Let's Play in the future episodes and also in today. So the first quest we can see here is the Random Act of Kindness quest, and it just requires us to check a checkbox on. We even get Diamond, a sapling, 6 dirt and 5 rack from that. What is rack, you might ask? We'll come to that in a moment. So did we get it? No, wow, okay, we need to claim it. Here we go. So let's check out what rack is. So basically rack can be found inside of the rewards tab of this mod pack, and when we look into it we can see that there are some things we can some quests we can basically complete, like for example some loot chests or special swords we could obtain. And those things, let it be loot chests or the swords or even those totems which basically give us special effects, or even things like flight, can be obtained by paying for them with rack. And rack can be obtained by completing quests inside of this quest book, which is, in my opinion, a very nice concept. So I'm very excited for this. So yeah, let's check out what the next quest is gonna be. So it seems like the next quest is to just get some wood. So yeah, we basically need to take this sapling we have, and I'm pretty sure that we can just sneak to make the tree grow. And I am not sure if there is like ore excavation or something like that on here. Ore excavation is a mod that would allow us to basically break all the leaves and all the wood with just one hit. So let's try that with pressing a specific key, and okay, it's on here definitely. So let's break the full tree and everything, and yeah, we only get like 5 wood, and that is basically because this mod pack runs in the so-called Kappa Mode, which is basically an expert mode making mods and their recipes extremely hard. One good example of that would, for example, be I don't know, what example would be great? For example, we could take a look at the creative energy cell from AE2 Unofficial Extended Life, which basically costs quite a lot, I would say. But it's pretty much fun to do, at least that's what I hope it is. So yeah, we got a lot of complex recipes in here, and to complete this mod pack we probably need to make all of them. And also there are other things in this pack, for example rockets to fly to other planets and a lot of other very nice things, but I actually also don't know a lot of it. The only reason why I know a little bit of what we do here at the beginning is just that I have played this mod pack for like 1 hour or so in the past, but I have actually no idea on what we're gonna encounter today in the next episodes, because it was only 1 hour. And yeah, you can imagine this pack will probably take up hundreds of hours before we can actually complete it. So yeah, I think we are gonna have a lot of fun. Let's take another look into the quest book, and okay, we need some apples and we need a crook. So to make a crook we are gonna make a crafting table, and we're gonna convert that one to a so-called crafting station from the Tinker's Construct mod, and then we're gonna place that one. And yeah, I feel like we need a little bit more wood, because we only got like 5 wood from that tree because of the Kappa Mode. And yeah, I think we actually need a bit more wood than that. Let's just get some. Let's get some wood. Here we go. Let's do that. Come on, one last tree. Come on, here we go. Okay, so we got some wood. Let's make that into planks. And what did I say what we need? We need a crook. Okay, so we're gonna make these planks into sticks, and then we're gonna make a crook with them, which we can then use to, when we plant out the tree, basically mine the leaves with that, and we get a higher chance of getting apples. And we can also obtain so-called silkworms with that, which are very nice, because they basically allow us to infect a tree to get springs, which we'll need to progress further. So yeah, what we're gonna do now is basically checking out the quest and just trying to complete. So we need a few more apples, and then we're probably just gonna go and extend the island in a moment, because this is a very small island and I'm actually kind of afraid of falling down. So let's just mine a few trees, and I see you in a moment when I mined enough trees so that we got enough apples. A whole bunch of trees later I finally obtained the 8 apples, and actually I even obtained 10 by now. But yeah, that's kind of how it is. Okay, so let's check out what we get from the reward. We get 2 glass bottles, a juicer, and 5 racks. So I'm pretty sure the juicer can be, yeah, it can be used to basically be combined with apples, I feel like, to make apple juice, which will probably be our food source for quite a long time. So let's do that and check out the next quest. The next quest seems to be to basically go onto this here and make a crucible, probably to obtain some water, I feel like. So yeah, let's make it a bit more wood, and let's go into our crafting table and check out how we make a crucible, I think it's called. Yeah, okay, so let's take a look at that. We need to make a few sticks, and I think we need also some slabs. Let's do that, and then we can make the wooden crucible. And we also need a wooden barrel and some clay, so let's do that as well. I think barrel, I even know the recipe of, because it's very much well known in other mod packs as well. Another thing I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna make some more slabs so that we can extend this island a bit to not fall down all the time. So let's do that, and yeah, I'll see you in a moment as soon as I've extended the island by a bit. Now that our island is a little bit bigger, we can actually continue, and yeah, for that we need to make some clay, for which we need water. How do we get water, you may ask? And if I'm not completely wrong, we basically just obtain it by putting some leaves into the crucible, and the crucible will then slowly convert the solid oak leaves into liquid water, which we then can use with the glass bottles we already obtained to put it into this barrel. So let's do that. Let's get the glass bottles, and here we go. We probably need to do that a second time. Yeah, here we go. Here we go, and here we go. And now we need to obtain dust to make clay. And how do you obtain a dust, you may ask yourself? For that we need cobblestone. But how do you make cobblestone, Codeline? How do you make cobblestone? Oh my god. Well, for that we basically just use a basic mechanic of the Botania mod, which basically allows us to shift right click on grass to obtain these little stone pebbles. And these little stone pebbles can be crafted together to then obtain cobblestone. So let me actually show you that. And yeah, here we go, and we get some cobblestone. So with that cobblestone in hand, we basically need to make a hammer, which we can probably make out of cobblestone as well. Yeah, here we go. And then we place down the cobblestone and mine that cobblestone with that hammer, and then we get gravel. Doing that again will give us sand, and doing that again will give us some dust. And that dust now can be put into the wooden barrel to obtain 1 clay. And now we need to do the same thing to obtain some water again to do that for the second piece of clay. I know, yeah, it taking its time, but that just is how it is. And I actually don't have any problem with that. I think it's kind of nice mechanic, and yeah, let's just do that real quick. So yeah, here we go, and let's put some water in here and place the dust and get some clay, and here we have the crust. Here we go. Okay, so let's get 5 rack, which we could theoretically probably already use to obtain something like this loot chest, but I'm not sure if it's actually worth that. I think, personally, we should probably try to obtain the flight totem to be able to fly, even though it's very much expensive, but I think it's gonna be a very, very big advantage for us in the rest of the gameplay. So yeah, write your opinion about that into the comments if you want to. Also, what I didn't show you already is that we can use this ability bottle to then, as soon as we have these totems, to actually use the totems to get the ability mentioned about before, so like for example flying. So let's take another look into the quest book to see what's the next thing we need to do, and it seems like we should right click. Kind of funny. Okay, so taking a look at that, we need some cobblestone, which we can, as before, obtain by shift right clicking on the grass, which we seemingly now need to do until we have 4 stacks of the stone pebbles, because 4 stacks would equal 1 stick of cobblestone, which is what the quest requires us to obtain. Did I already say that the Kappa mode is kind of, well, yeah, it's trying to make you take a lot of time to get simple resources. That's funny. It's still kind of funny, and yeah, I'm very excited for that. Very, very, very excited for that. So let's obtain the stone pebbles, and yeah. So now that we've obtained 4 stacks of the stone pebbles, we can craft them together and go there and make a stack of cobblestone. Here we go. And now we also need to make a furnace, and I am personally pretty sure that the furnace recipe is not going to be the normal one we know from the vanilla game. So yeah, exactly. We need compressed cobblestone, which is basically 9 cobblestone compressed together, which, if I'm not wrong, is more than we currently have. Yes, so we need actually a few more stone pebbles, but it's not a lot, so I'm not gonna go cut here. And instead, I'm gonna explain a bit more about this mod pack. So this mod pack is Project Ozone 3, in the Kappa mode, and it is very much hard to play through, but it's also very nice. So yeah, what is more to say about it? I don't know. I don't actually know. Okay, let's see what it's gonna come to us. Like I also don't know that much about this pack, so I can't say a lot about it. You know, I've not played it before. Like I've only played 1 hour. So yeah, here we go. Okay. Quest complete, right clicking, and we get 5 rank, which is kind of cool. Okay, next thing to do is to go for either the iron furnace, which we cannot do because we don't have any iron, or to go for mob farming, like a mob farm, or the hunting dimension, which is, as far as I'm aware of, a separate dimension where you can hunt mobs, but I don't think that I've ever been there. And yeah, other thing we could also do would be silkworms, which I already mentioned. So basically what we need to do for that would, first of all, we would be trying to get some more dirt, because there's like some dirt underneath this island, so let's just try to get that. And it's probably the most reasonable thing we could do at the beginning, so let's do that real quick. Just getting some dirt and using some cobblestone to get up here and closing the hole with dirt again. And what I can do now is basically I can go here and, for example, here, and I don't know, maybe not here, and possibly here, and place some dirt. And now we can make trees grow on all of these positions. Come on, please. Thank you. Okay, so we got a lot of trees growing, and now you put some of the silkworms we get from using the crook on the trees into the trees, which will infest them, and as soon as they are infected, we cannot break them with the crook to gain strings, which is kind of cool. So let's take another look at everything here, and the next thing we probably want to do is, okay, wait, yeah, silkworms we have, and it helps us to get string. Okay, yeah, we can actually do that. It is already infected because it's a lot faster in the new version, and we got string, and we got the crest completed, which is very, very cool. Okay, so let's click on claim. Okay, just had some issues with recording software which I need to fix, so that's kind of why it was interrupted for a second. So I just realized that my recording basically crashed, and that it did not record any of the video from the point on you just saw. So yeah, I'm just gonna give you a quick overview of what happened and hope that this is not gonna happen again. I'm very sorry. Okay, so basically what happened was that we mined the tree, like the infested leaves, and obtained a lot of string by doing so. What we then did was to craft a sieve, which is very much simple to craft out of some wood, and yeah, it also needs a mesh inside, which is very much easy to do out of 9 string just put into a crafting grid. So yeah, that's basically what we did. And then I was going here and said we would need to do the next quest by obtaining bone meal. And that is something we do by putting dust into the sieve to sieve it through and obtain bone meal. And as soon as we obtain, and basically what I said was that I would do a little, that I would do a little cut, and that we will see us back again as soon as I have enough bone meal. So that's what's gonna happen now. I'm very sorry. Sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I sieved through all of the dust I just gained, and we now have 19 bone meal, which we can use to continue. So basically, what we need to do now is we place down the clay we already got, and we break it. With that we get some clay. Into that clay we combine with bone meal to get unfired porcelain. That we can then combine to craft to this unfired crucible. That can then be put into the furnace which we already made to obtain a fire crucible. And with that crucible we have the possibility to obtain lava. Let's drink something real quick. Here we go, and yeah, here we have our crucible. And another thing we'd also need is actually a piece of charcoal to make some torches. Charcoal we can just obtain by melting wood in the oven, in the furnace. And with the piece of charcoal combined with a stick, we will get some torch. So let me do that real quick. And now we're gonna place that torch onto a block and put the crucible above it, and then we are gonna get some cobblestone from the ground and craft the pieces together. Let me pick it up real quick. Here we go, and now you can go there and put the cobblestone into the crucible. Because of the heat of the torch, the crucible now converts this cobblestone very slowly to lava. It will probably take around 1000 seconds, considering that it needs to create 1000 millibuckets, and I'm pretty sure that it just only does 1 millibucket per second. Well, could be faster, but it is what it is, right? And with that said, I'm gonna end this video for now, and we'll see us in the next episode. And it was very fun, and I'm very excited for the future. And yeah, see you again. Bye bye, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye bye.